Welcome to the Sports Circus. I'm your ringmaster Sal, live from the AAMP.TV mobile studios here in fabulous Las Vegas. That's AAMP.TV. Today's show is brought to you in part by Legal Shield, providing legal protection and peace of mind. Legal Shield can help with traffic tickets, texting and driving, DUIs, court appearances, estate planning, even contracts given to people they don't, plus a whole lot more. Contact Legal Shield for more information at 213-245-1305. That's 213-245-1305. Or visit them online for more information at nocourt.us. That's nocourt.us. And a big welcome back to everybody listening in today, just like they did yesterday, the day before, the day before, right here on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast. Big welcome to those listening in here in Las Vegas, Magic 97.9 FM, as well as everybody else on our independents, including WDJY in Atlanta, as well as WBNW in Boston, and KCAA in sunny Southern California, and everywhere else. Big welcome in everyone to on YouTube as well as hotel television. From coast to coast, right off the top, we're going to hit you with a left. Right. And we've got a very special guest. In fact, I'm not going to steal his thunder. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Go ahead, young man.
Yo, it's Raeese, the Beast, Aleem in the building.
That's the guy. A punch, a knockout, and a round of applause. And I guess the knockout, we're going to send that one out. And the Dream Crusher, Marcus Bates. I got to tell you, it's funny because we have somebody that comes on the show here once a week, and he does a high school prep report. He's only 13 years old. But he goes by the name of Eli, the Dream Crusher Thompson.
That's pretty ironic.
It's remarkably ironic. Hey, tell us about this Dream Crusher guy that got a little taste of a left and a right.
I mean, he's a extremely tough fighter, highly skilled fighter. We have a little bit of history. We fought a little while ago. I think it was like 2 years ago. But he's a top level fighter, and he's been calling me out. So it just so happened to line up that way, and we squared off this past Saturday in Connecticut. And I was able to get the job done. We went 10 hard rounds, but I got the stoppage.
All right, that's good stuff, man. And I have to say, when you have your first fight, you beat this guy. You got a decision. Hey, you beat him. It is what it is. But then it's like, all right, you thought that was an accident. It wasn't an accident. No, a whole later, guess what? First of all, you got an L. I hung an L on you. It's your first one. And a whole bunch of fights later, you got this thing going. You're doing a little bit of lip flap, right? And guess what happens? Now you're going to taste it again. But this time, hey, listen, 10 rounds. That's not so bad, but 10 rounds. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's a big L that's been hung on his record again by you. His only 2 losses are by you, which I think is hilarious. So you think he's going to want the trilogy and be the 3-time loser against you at some point?
Oh, no, I think I definitely shut him up after this fight. It's real fighters don't make excuses, and ultimately that's what he was doing. I came off a 2.5-year layoff and fought an active, undefeated fighter the first time we fought. From since then till now, I transitioned into a world-class fighter, and I portrayed that. I showed him who I really am when I'm an active fighter and what I'm about. There's no way he would want a trilogy because I'd stop him in half the amount of time I did this time.
But you kind of get bored beating the same guy up, don't you? I mean, seriously.
Well, honestly, I think had we not fought, and he'd still be undefeated right now, because he's a very good fighter, highly skilled. So had we not fought, I believe he'd be undefeated. But hey, I'm a future world champion. What can I say?
Of course he'd be undefeated if he didn't face you. But at the end of the day, he's going to have to face the big boys. I mean, look, I don't care if you're fighting at 121. I don't care if you're fighting at 200. At some point, you got to face the guys to get to the top so you can get that belt. At the end of the day, I mean, that's really what this is about. Look, folks, in case you don't know, in case you've been living under a rock, you're going to have to fight everybody that's tougher than you or supposedly tougher than you to get that belt. And imagine when you get a unified belt. Now, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh man, yeah, that'd be amazing. That's definitely on the horizon. You know, that's the goal. I want to fight the best of the best, you know, and I want to fight them right now, you know, in their prime when they're at the top. You know, people who want to leave behind a legacy, people who want to be mentioned in the top conversations, they want to do that, and they're doing that, and they're winning. And I'm going to be in that conversation.
What I like is when a fighter gets a shot at the right time instead of it being past the time. You know what I'm saying? You know I think you know exactly what I'm saying. It's like, oh, you get a shot, you get a title shot 3 fights down the road, which happens to be 3 years down the road. How do you avoid that?
You know, the only way you can really avoid that is by fighting the best, beating the best, but also the performance. You know, if maybe you beat the guy, but it was like a split decision, you didn't look good, you looked sloppy, you know, it may be just a little bit harder versus you putting on a show, you making a statement every time you step out there. And that's something that I absolutely have to do. So I feel like if you're doing that, that opportunity is going to come a lot sooner.
Yeah, it's like back in the day being Ray Leonard and almost humiliating your opponent when you know you already got him beat. Now you're just acting a fool inside the ring. But Ray, he put on a show. And let's face it, people wanted to see that kind of show. And I have to tell you, Ray was not one of my favorite fighters. I kind of rooted for the other guys because he tried to show everybody up towards the end. But exactly to what you're saying, look, give them a show. That's what people will pay for. And let's face it, it sells more tickets. It sells more pay-per-view. And when you start getting those big pay-per-view splits, I want to do your ring. I want to be in there and introduce you in the ring. For some reason, I think I was meant to do this at least one time in my illustrious, not broadcasting career. I want to do that. What do you think about that?
I mean, hey, you know, it'd be pretty awesome, you know.
Well, you know, that's the political thing to say, but no, I'm just saying. Look, at the end of the day, look, you got a guy here from Muskegon, Michigan. You're from small town USA, and I love that. And I love the story. At the end of the day, look, if you don't get the fights at an age when you're going up a little bit, you can't wait for those fights. You need that title fight now, and you need to be able to hold on to that belt for quite some time. So you got to start getting those fights. You got to start getting all the right ones right now. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, especially once you have it, you know, it's defend it. You know, that's the first thing every top fighter should want to do to solidify the fact that he's a true world champion. Winning the world title is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but you absolutely have to defend it. So that way you're solidified as a true world champion.
So when you're fighting, I looked up and down on the box rec, and I noticed that you had, you know, a bunch of U.S. fights. Good stuff. Now, how do you feel about European fighters? Do you feel the European fighters are going to give you something a little bit different in the ring? Maybe their training is different. Maybe their goal, of course, is the same, but maybe the way they go about what they do is a little different in the ring. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I feel like styles make fights. European fighters, they probably just bring a different style to the fight. You know, a lot of fighters are used to fighting conventional fighters. They might bring something unconventional. They might be really awkward. But as a top fighter, you just have to be able to adjust and overcome. So I don't really think it would matter. Not to me anyway. I would look forward to that opportunity. I know Ahmadalia, he's you know, from a different country, and I'm sure he brings a different kind of style. He's a current world champion. I would love that fight. I don't think I would have a problem. I pride myself on being able to adapt, being multifunctional.
Right. I mean, the reason I bring it up because some fighters will go out of the area, they'll fight overseas to go pick up that regional belt. But let's face it, at the end of the day, it's not the world champion belt. It's a champion belt. It's not the world champion belt, right? And that's the reason I ask, because, sure, you can go get a collection of belts. It's like go getting a bunch of Hot Wheels cars. Like, hey, look, I got a bunch of these, but I don't have the big one yet. I got the little Corvette here, but I don't have the Corvette out in the parking lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the level of competition, although it's high, it's not as high as the world title, because it's a different league.
Yeah, it certainly is. Folks, we're going to be back here and ask a few more questions. And let's find out some other stuff that maybe everybody else hasn't been asking. Things that they don't really know about this young man, Raeese the Beast Aleem. We're going to get in there and we're going to mix it up a little bit. I'm not going to throw any punches with him because I'll no question I'm going to lose in this one. He's a lot faster than I am, and I probably weigh about 80 pounds more, but at the end of the day, I will get smoked. And I already know what's going to happen. So we're going to be back with this young man, Raeese the Beast Aleem, ready to take on somebody who's willing to get in there and fight this guy for a belt. This guy's ready. We're ready. We're going to be back in a few minutes with him. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to come.
Do you have any questions about legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 213-245-1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's ABTRUSTCO.com or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away. This is Sal Tozolino, host and ringmaster of the Sports Circus. Why listen to the same old dog and pony show that you've heard all day long? The Sports Circus covers everything that other shows don't or are too scared to cover. There's no primetime show like it out here that'll punch you in the mouth and you'll beg for more. You can call in and participate with our chaos if you dare. Join me and celebrity guests for Havoc and Mayhem weekdays at 5 p.m. Pacific here on AAMP.TV or stream the show live at thesportcircus.com. Remember, folks, it's a circus, so we prove it every day.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-755-4281. 800-755-4281. 800-755-4281. That's 800-755-4281.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your ringmaster, Sal, live from the AAMP.TV mobile studio here in fabulous Las Vegas. That's AAMP.TV. This segment brought to you in part by Cali Vegas, helping people create and host their very own radio, TV, or multimedia talk shows, even their own podcast, in their very own home studio. Hey, now you don't have to sit in any traffic. For more information, contact Cali Vegas at 949-445-1119. That's 949-445-1119. 1119. Again, have your very own talk show or cooking show or do-it-yourself show in your very own home studio or on location. Believe it or not, yes, very, very simple. 949-1119. And that's also produced by AAMP.TV. That's AAMP.TV. Make sure you get in touch with them for more information. All right. Big welcome back to everybody listening in on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and, of course, Magic 97.9 FM right here in Las Vegas, as well as all of our other television audiences, including Washington, D.C., the greater D.C. market, the greater Detroit market, the greater Cincinnati, Tampa, Atlanta markets, greater Albuquerque, Santa Fe, New Mexico markets, wherever. Absolutely everywhere. It's crazy. And guess what? More press releases are coming out. But right now, we've got a big press release in himself. He's the human press release. I don't know. We'll have to kind of tag that one on to the Beast. And that's Raeese, the Beast, Aleem. Welcome back.
How you doing?
All right. All right. Hey, who's your favorite ring announcer? Who's your favorite guy to call it out before the fight starts?
Well, I remember growing up watching what's his name, Michael Buffer.
Yes.
Let's get ready to rumble, so like he would definitely be my favorite.
Yeah, come on. I mean, that to me, look, we've been trying to get Michael Buffer on this show just so we can have him do that let's get ready to rumble thing. I would love to do that. It's kind of cool, but he's a very busy guy, needless to say. His brother, I think, does the UFC, doesn't he?
I heard something like that. I wasn't sure if it was actually true, but I heard something like that.
Yeah, well, I heard something about in 17-0 with 11 knockouts. That's what I heard about. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And let me. Okay, so out of the 17-0 and out of the 11-0, out of the 11 knockouts, which was the one to you that just felt right, man? It just you know what I'm saying? When you knock somebody out, you know which ones feel right.
I'd probably say Adam Lopez. Adam Lopez, because that was my first TV debut. That was the first time for me to really showcase my talents to a wider audience. And I showed up and I showed out. So I'd have to say that was probably the favorite one.
Right. All right. Well, the reason I ask is largely because when you're fighting somebody, as well as I do, there are some guys that you feel like you can actually punch right through them because they're just not a match for you. Right. And so I ask about that because there are others. I mean, you really had to break your ass to do it. But at the end of the day, there are other guys that you felt you could have punched right through them like a brick wall. And out of the 11 knockouts, we all have those moments in life where we've knocked something out that we wanted to. And maybe that was the one up to. I'd be willing to say your next knockout will be for a belt because you're so hungry. You're so hungry for it. And let's face it, you haven't eaten in a few days, right? I mean, literally, it's been a handful of days since you've been in the ring and knocked out the dream crusher. That would be Marcus Bates, who got his dreams crushed. Correct?
Right. Oh, yeah, correct.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, hanging a couple of L's on him. Well, hey, it's a pretty bad day, buddy. It is what it is. We'll have to bring him on just for fun so we can kind of poke at him a little bit. But I got to say, I'd probably get knocked out by him, too. I don't know. It doesn't really matter either way.
I mean,
so, all right.
He hits pretty hard, but I think you'd be fine.
Yeah, well, I got a giant head. It's kind of like a big wrecking ball. So, and I've got a real strong chin. So maybe if you hit me in the belly, I eat too much ice cream. So who knows? Maybe that would be the spot. But I got a pretty rock solid chin. So I don't know. From the west side of Chicago, that's what we do. All right. So let me ask you this. Let's go back to Michigan. So now you like to help the kids. You like to do something for the community. Do you have any big causes that you're fighting for or things that you support on a regular basis back in Michigan?
Well, just to inspire, kids used to come up to the gym and, just kind of see what we do. It's just it's an outlet, sometimes that's all kids need is just an outlet, something to keep them out of trouble, something to spark their interest. And you never know, that could lead to a lot of different things, kind of like me. Boxing was my outlet. I got my black belt in karate, and then it was kind of like, what's next? And then I started boxing, but it was definitely my outlet. No matter what was going on, good, bad, in between, I always had boxing, and it was amazing. So to introduce that to kids from my hometown and just all over would be pretty great.
Hey, what does that say on your hat? Let everybody see what that hat says. That looks like it says World Boxing Association. Is that not correct?
Yep, that's correct. Shout out to the
correct.
WBA.
Big shout to the WBA. It's like, there's your next super bantamweight champion. I want to see that. All right, so when you're talking to the kids, when you see the kids, I would imagine, look, I have a CBS hat on because why? Again, I mean, we're carried over a bunch of CBS Sports affiliates. It's the same idea. Look, hey, it's a work hat, but at the same time, it's a proud hat. Few other networks that were actually being aired on. But at the end of the day, look, I got a CBS mic flag, got the CBS hat for a very good reason. You got that WBA hat for a very good reason. By the way, folks, that would be Raeese the Beast Aleem. I like saying that. It rolls off really well. You know what I mean? I like that.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. I've heard that.
Yeah. All right. So now that you're here in Vegas, you've been here in Vegas for a little while, kind of getting used to Vegas. It's hotter than homemade sin out, man. It is toasty. It's like $110, $112. How do you handle that being from Michigan?
Man, it's a big change from Michigan. Michigan being cold can get under 0 degrees, but at the end of the day, I'd rather be hot than cold because it's easy to cool down. It's hard to warm up. So, when I'm trying to jog with my toes are numb, my hands are numb, it's like, it's hard.
You can always jump in the pool here. That's the one thing. Or you can go somewhere where it's AC. Look, the whole town has AC everywhere. But the lifestyle is very different here. Of course, being the fight capital of the world, it's very, very different here to Midwesternville. I mean, look, we're both from the Midwest. It is entirely different. And never mind the fact that we have mountains and we have palm trees. We have our area here. Most people don't know this. There are no indigenous trees to this altitude. So you look around and the reality is it's mostly dirt, rock, and rubble, right? But we're in between. As you look way up to the west, you'll see those beautiful mountains with the tree cover, the snow. Look, man, if we want to go to the snow, we can always do that. But at the end of the day, if you look around, when you get that gigantic palace after winning that belt, just remember, those trees get very expensive. The water bills are very expensive. That's for sure. That's all right.
I'm gonna have to keep
all right.
mind.
Right. All right. Let me ask you this: as you've made a transition from living here, do you find it more convenient maybe for fights in LA or fights in Southern California versus here? What are your thoughts about that?
Honestly, I'm just happy to fight anywhere, anytime, whether that's LA, Las Vegas, Florida, New York, just anywhere the opportunity is. I want to be there, as a fighter, as a competitor, I want to compete, so beggars can't be choosers. Where's the action at? I'm there.
Right, exactly. Well, there's always action here, but how do you avoid being avoided? Is it all about the promoter?
I'm not sure. Early in my career, I used to put a lot of tape out, of just like training and this and that, and then all of a sudden, I couldn't get any fights. Like people wouldn't show up to weigh-ins, and it was crazy. And it's like, it's hard. And then like when you beat people and put on certain performances, they try to duck and dodge you. But when you get mandatory fights, it's great.
How do they not show up Okay, so in the last minute of the segment here, Raeese, how do you not show up to the weigh-in? I mean, look, you're ready. You're supposed to be ready. And then suddenly, I don't think I'm going to do this one.
I don't know, but that's been like my type of luck, especially early in my career. It's happened like twice. And the promoter's like, oh, I just talked to him. He's on his way, blah, blah, blah. And then he doesn't show up. Then the next thing is like, okay, well, he can still show up by this time and the fight can still happen. And they never show up. And it's like, yo, that's crazy.
How does that happen? I can't even understand this. Like, you got to go to work today. You know what? I'm going to be a no-call, no-show. And then I'm going to expect to have my job tomorrow. That makes no sense.
Yeah. That was just a trial and tribulation. One trial and tribulation that I had to go through. And it was hard.
Man, I'm having a real hard time understanding. Look, you're fighting. There's money on, there's your record, your reputation. There's everything is at stake. By the way, I think I'm going to go to the beach today. I'm going to drive to Southern California or whatever the heck I'm going to do. I'm going to the beach today. I'm going to go to the casino. I'm going to go to the club, whatever. I'm not going to fight today. Well, guess what? We're going to hear more about that in just a few minutes with Raeese the Beast Aleem in just a few minutes. Back here. Don't go anywhere.
Do you have any questions about legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 213-245-1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's ABTRUSTCO.com or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away. This is Sal Tozolino, host and ringmaster of the Sports Circus. Why listen to the same old dog and pony show that you've heard all day long? The Sports Circus covers everything that other shows don't or are too scared to cover. There's no primetime show like it out here that'll punch you in the mouth and you'll beg for more. You can call in and participate with our chaos if you dare. Join me and celebrity guests for Havoc and Mayhem weekdays at 5 p.m. Pacific here on AAMP.TV or stream the show live at thesportcircus.com. Remember, folks, it's a circus and we prove it every day.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-755-4281. 800-755-4281. 800-755-4281. That's 800-755-4281.
studios here in fabulous Las Vegas. That's AAMP.TV. Folks, make sure you check out thesportscircus.com for our upcoming guests, our prior guests, our podcast. Also, check out some of our partners. One of those is the College of Southern Nevada Athletics. Check them out at csncoyotes.com for upcoming events and games. That's csncoyotes.com, the College of Southern Nevada Athletics. Check them out, folks. And welcome back to everybody listening in on Magic 97.9 FM right here in Las Vegas, as well as our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast. A big hello to our friends down in Corpus Christi, Texas on CBS Sports 95.1, 96.1, and 1230 on the AM dial. Can't forget everybody down there, as well as our friends over in Honolulu on CBS Sports 1500, KHKA, and everybody else watching the Sports Circus on hotel television in 650,000 rooms from coast to coast. Hell, we're even right here in all these Caesars properties right here in town. Big round of applause for our friends over at Hotel TV, XMN. And also, a big welcome back to Raeese the Beast, Aleem. This guy, watch him, folks. This dude is 17-0 with 11 KOs. Poor Mr. Dream Crush getting a couple of those hung on him. But guess what? Dude is ready to roll. He's ready to pick up that belt, hoist it over his head. Are there any takers out there? Does anybody have the nerve to fight this man? Anybody? That's what I want to know. Raeese, why don't you tell everybody about that? Who's got the nerve?
You know, we reached out to a few different people, you know, specifically Brandon Figueroa. You know, his people said he wanted an easier fight coming out of quarantine and whatnot, you know, but we want the big fights. Ray Vargas has two of the belts right now. Or Ahmed Ali has two belts.
You said he wants an easier fight coming out. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's what I.
Easier fight. He wants a tomato can. Go ahead, man.
Pretty much. I mean, right now is the time to give the fans the big fights. You know, the fights that they want, action-packed fights. I'm an action-packed fighter. I'm hungry, and I got the pen. Show me the contract. I'm ready to fight anybody.
That's right. You bring your own pen to the signing. No problem. Just go ahead. Send it on over. Back up the Brinks truck. We'll be ready for you, right?
100%. Exactly.
But you know, look, this isn't about a Brinks truck. This is about, I mean, look, the Brinks truck's always nice. Don't get me wrong. Oh, by the way, my favorite steakhouse in town, in case you want to bring your favorite talk show host out, that would be me. You could bring me over to Circus. They have the best steakhouse in town. Believe it or not, it's called The Steakhouse. It has been for 30 years. 30 years. A big round of applause for Ron Randazzo, running the show over there. It is phenomenal. If you ever want to take somebody out here in town, if you haven't been there, that is the place. And you'd never believe it. It's in the middle of chaos. But as you're walking down the main corridor, let me tell you something, man. You walk down that main corridor, you're like, all right, there's a billion kids here. It's chaotic. But then there's a dimly lit steakhouse inside all the mayhem. As soon as you open the door, you get in there, you're like, wow, where am I? That's what it is. That's what it is. So when you celebrate here in town, my suggestion is you can take me, my favorite people, you and your favorite people. We could all go over there. I'll tell you, it would absolutely be the best experience you have here in town. It's one of the best hidden secrets as far as food goes. All right, so what's the daily diet for the Beast? What does the Beast eat? People?
Hey, well, I got to be honest, you know, I'm a little fat kid at heart. You know, I eat way too much. You know, I love food. I'm a meat eater, you know, so steaks, tomahawk steaks, cowboy steaks.
Yes.
You know, but it's different when you're in camp. You know, when you're in camp, you know, more fruits and veggies, more salads. I go on different kind of diets. You know, I've gone on a pescatarian diet. I've gone on a vegetarian diet. So, you know, it kind of just depends. I like to mix things up.
Hey, man, you just said vegetarian, pescatarian. Those are big words for the Raider Nation. Now, the Raiders, they don't know what those kind of big words are. You're really confusing people. You're going to have to break that down a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Well, you know, pescatarian as far as fish and seafood. You know, I love shrimp, any type of fish, all of that, you know. So that's more geared towards pescatarian. And then vegetarian, fruits, veggies, Eggs, eggs is hit or miss, whatnot, but absolutely no meat. So
Absolutely
sauteing
no
all
meat.
type of different vegetables, all that.
Gotcha. And we always kind of poke at the Raider fans here. Look, I'm not a Raiders guy. It is what it is. Look, we have a really big, beautiful new stadium here in town. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of a Roomba. It kind of looks like a Roomba. Kelly, the show that comes out after us right here at 5 p.m. on 97.9 here in Las Vegas. He always says it looks like the big Roomba, and I got to tell you, it really does. Does it not?
I mean, it looks pretty nice. I mean, the outside anyway.
Yeah. Right. All right. So are you a Detroit Lions guy?
I wanted to be a Lions fan, but I can't, because it's like, if you've never seen anything crazy in football, just watch the Lions and you'll see something crazy. So I'm more so like certain players on certain teams. I don't have just one specific one.
Okay, so if you could host a show, let's say it's the Beast podcast, or if it's the Beast television show, who are you going to host it with? What athlete, if you had any choice, who are you going to host it with and why?
I probably would go with football because, that's my second favorite sport next to boxing. I mean, boxing would be my second choice, but I'm in that sport. So me interviewing myself would be kind of weird. But
that could be
football.
Okay, but who would it be? Who are you going to be hosting it with?
Oh, well, I would want some of the top people. I would want Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, some wide receivers, and then kind of some people from the Lions, as far as Matthew Stafford, just to ask them why they.
Now you're going back to the Lions. Oh, come on, man!
You put them on the spot
in your
and
team.
ask
Now
how come
you're
they
going back
won.
to the Lions. Get out of here! Come on, man. No, we don't do fair weather fans here. We don't do that one. Come on, man. How about some love for the home team?
Why. I think they're the only team who's never won the Super Bowl. It's like, I gotta ask somebody why. Like, what's up?
I don't have an answer. They have been loaded, and I think a lot of it, honestly, is the way that the organization treats its players. Some of the players aren't very happy, and they've made it very public. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I would agree. From ownership to this to that, it's just it's kind of bad all around.
It is. All right, so let me ask you this. Since we've got a couple of minutes left here, and I want to save the last 30 seconds or so for you to plug all your social media and so forth. Oh, by the way, a big thanks to Mario Serrano for this one. I tip my hat to you, Mario. Mario's a good guy, a friend of the sports circuit. So you've got the karate background. Ever think about, after all the boxing, after you win the belt, are you going to UFC?
Somebody's asked me that question, and I'm a competitor, so to do it for fun would be, it'd be amazing, but it's more than just fun. I'm doing it to win. So to fight a high level guy in the UFC, oh yeah, big money fight, whatever. I'd love that. I'd be all for it.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, look, if you already have a black belt and you already have the belt, right? I mean, what's next? Let's go grab another belt. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I want to see. Look, you'll get the Brinks truck in boxing. You'll get the Brinks truck in UFC. Then you can live anywhere you want in town. And guess what? You end up buying the damn town. But at the end of the day, it's all about just keep getting to the next level, the next level, the next. I don't even know what the next level after that is. People always say, well, let's take it to the next level. Well, what the hell does that mean when you already have the belts? What is the next level?
That's true. I mean, unification, moving up a weight class and doing the same thing, cleaning that weight class up, and yeah, doing the same thing.
Cleaning it up. He said cleaning it up. All right, listen, we're running on time here. I want you to give everybody all the ways on how to follow you, whether social media, websites, whatever. Go ahead and take a minute to do so.
Okay, so follow me on Instagram. That's where all my social media can follow me. I want to focus on one social media, and that is Instagram. So you can find me at Raeese Aleem Boxing. That's at RAEESE Aleem ALEEM Boxing.
All right, big round of applause there. And you can also, folks, in case you just jumped in on this show, you can go to the sportscircus.com and click the podcast, and you'll actually go to the date, which is today's date, and you can replay this over and over and over, and you can hear how he hung a couple of L's on the Dream Crusher, and he's got more L's to hang on those belt holders. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I hope that we get a chance to see you fight for that title sometime this season. I mean, look, it's like you had said in the commercial break, it was the year of the pandemic. Well, I think it's the year of the Raeese, the Beast, Aleem. I want to see that one.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you'll be able to pick up a couple of belts this year. I mean, we still have time.
Hey, I mean, I'm ready to get back in there as soon as I get the call. Next week, next month, I'm ready.
It doesn't matter. Just give me 3 days rest, something I can go ahead. All right, I feel good. Let's go. Let's get it on again, right?
Business as usual. Hey.
Listen, man, you've been a fantastic guest. Always welcome back here at the Circus. And that would be Raeese, the Beast, Aleem. Back here in just a few minutes on the Sports Circus. Lots more to come, folks. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave that seat.
Do you have any questions about legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 213-245-1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's abtrustco.com or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away. This is Sal Tozzolino, host and ringmaster of the Sports Circus. Why listen to the same old dog and pony show that you've heard all day long? The Sports Circus covers everything that other shows don't or are too scared to cover. There's no primetime show like it out here that'll punch you in the mouth and you'll beg for more. You can call in and participate with our chaos if you dare. Join me and celebrity guests for Havoc and Mayhem weekdays at 5 p.m. Pacific here on AAMP.TV or stream the show live at thesportscircus.com. Remember, folks, it's a circus and we prove it every day. So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your ringmaster, Sal, live from the AAMP.TV mobile studios here in front of the fabulous Las Vegas sign, probably the most iconic sign here in town. Folks, make sure, well, you've already checked out the sportscircus.com for our upcoming guests and our podcast. Tell you what, this segment is brought to you by AAMP.TV, and here's Dennis Sonar Green to tell you everything about AAMP.TV.
AAMP.TV is a wonderful place on the internet. Go and find it. AAMP.TV. Man, we're on YouTube right now having a fantastic conversation. We are on Twitch. I mean, we are everywhere. You literally go to the internet. Where do you get the internet from, Sal? How do you access the internet? How do you access the internet? How do you get there?
I get it from the gateway.
Hey, there you go, right there.
I guess.
Just go on the internet, wherever it is. Just hit AAMP.TV right there. You're going to find it. Also on the internet, the Beast Instagram. Follow that. There's a lot of people talking about it here in chat, how it is a great place to connect with him, see the upcoming fights, everything like that. And always, while you're on the internet, go to AAMP.TV. That's it. Just as easy.
You know, by the way, AAMP.TV will put together your very own shows. They'll put together your podcast, and the production is outstanding. Folks, if you're digging this production, this is the kind of work that AAMP.TV is capable of, plus a whole lot more. Look, this is a lot of fun. It's loose. There's not a lot of pressure. I mean, look, you've got to have good content at the end of the day, but still, it's fun. It's loose. There's not a lot of pressure. I mean,
AAMP.TV is a clubhouse. That's what I like about AMP. Is it's a clubhouse, man. You're having some fun. Most likely sitting here in the chat with us, giving us all shout outs. No, it's a fantastic place. Find us. We're everywhere. You could be everywhere too. Somebody was just like, the real question is, where isn't the Sports Circus? That might even be a shorter list. And I told him, you're not going to find it. I'll send the show via homing pigeon if I have to. You'll get this show.
Yeah, I don't know. The Sports Circus seems to be everywhere. Got to tell you, man, our guest, he was a lot of fun. He was cool. He was kind of a humble guy. He had his head really screwed on right. And how many times have we had, whether it's boxing champions, world champions from baseball, football, basketball, hockey, golf, right? Auto racing. How many times have we had champions on and you get the standard answers, but some guys are really easy to deal with. Really liked Raeese, the Beast.
Well,
Aleem,
champions,
I like saying his name.
Champions are fantastic in the fact that they hold themselves a little bit differently. You can tell
not every
that there's
champion
one there.
does.
That's true.
Not every champion.
But are they champions anymore? You can tell those people that have it and they still carry themselves like champions. They still go through. So like even today, I was doing a recording with Gus Farrat, Huddle Up with Gus, soon to be part of the AAMP.TV network. Come on, get on board. So anyway, I'm doing the interview and did some production with Gus, and we're talking with Kurt Warner. And you can tell that Kurt still holds himself as a champion because he's not just a champion in football. It carries over, it spills over. You can tell that in a champion that is actually how you should carry yourself. And really, when you carry yourself that way at the beginning, you're almost guaranteed for a championship. It's the arrogance and the pride that will always stop you.
Right, the arrogance. Well, you know, Kurt Warner being a Hall of Famer on top of being a Super Bowl champion. Look, Kurt had a great story. He's the guy that, I mean, you go from working the humble job to wearing the gold jacket. I mean, it's if you listen to these stories and you see how these people have developed humility and character over a lifetime. I love the one where people are like, well, you know, you're an overnight success, young man. Really? How about 20 years later or whatever it took you that long of a night. That is a very long overnight. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, exactly, because that's the thing of an overnight success. We all may ramp them up to overnight fame, but the success has always been tried, and you've always worked that thing, as Tyrone puts it. So it's you got to look at it as preparation, isn't it? Preparation meets luck is success. That same kind of thing. So your entire life, how you carry yourself, the people you talk to, the conversations that you have, the way you dress, the way you just hold yourself in general in life really determines if you have the confidence of a champion or if you have the arrogance of a bust.
Right. And honestly, the confidence of the champion comes from the heart of a champion. And that's the one thing that I've noticed to champions, whether they've been easy to talk to or not, they've all had the heart of a champion. And I think Raeese's next fight is going to give him the belt that he's looking for. I don't care whether he's 30 years old or 20 years old. It doesn't matter. This guy, he knows what it's like to take that climb, and he knows what it's like to deal with people not even showing up for a weigh-in. I don't even understand that.
Oh, my
You
goodness.
got a shot for a fight. I don't feel like fighting
Half
today.
of any
I don't know
job
what
is
kind of crap
showing
that is.
up,
It's just
Sal.
stupid.
Half of any job is showing up. That's it. You got to show up. Here's the thing. Do you think Kurt Warner would have gotten his jacket if he didn't show up for work to bag groceries? Yeah.
Right.
He's bagging groceries, sure, but that's his job. That's something that he needs to take pride in, because that's what you do. Want to do something else? Cool. Do it. Have pride in what you do, but also have pride in the mundane things. And I think that is really the really true test of a champion is what kind of work ethic do you put across the board instead of just in your sport? Instead of just focusing, I only want to do this, or I only want... Have that championship mentality across everything you do, and you will raise yourself up above. It happens. It's one of those things. There's so many different cliches about the champion and chugging along and churning milk into butter and all kinds of craziness. But that's what it is. It's a cliche for a reason, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, and look at it this way. Out of all the shows, look, I've done thousands of hours on air, like you have done tens of thousands of hours of television and radio. You know the story. Look, folks, practice, but you've got to be ready. As soon as those lights hit you, listen, you're on. I don't care if you're doing your own show in your own studio, you still have to be a pro. And you take these boxers, and I love the fact that the Beast, this guy mentally is absolutely ready to have his next fight. This guy, he just fought literally a handful of days ago, and this guy will fight tomorrow. It doesn't matter, because hunger is hunger. If you want to put on a good show, what do you have to do? You need a fight. And believe me, when the other team falls, being your competition, that is, now you take a step up. Maybe you're on a better time slot. Doesn't matter. The fact is, maybe you're producing a better product. Whether you're bagging your own radio, TV show, doesn't matter. Whether you're digging ditches or building skyscrapers. At the end of the day, whatever your job is, own the job. Be the best at that job. No excuses. Do the work.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, because you could see that. You could see that in the champ today, and you could see that in pretty much anything that anybody does, that there is pride in it, and you want to show it off. You want to be able to show it and do it and be out there.
Yeah. You know what? The dialogue today with the Beast, we'll just call him the Beast. But this guy, I love this guy was good. He was good on so many levels, but I have to say that Raeese was good, and he's good in the ring, and he's going to be a good champion. And the guy who made that possible, Mark, is probably one of the best PR guys in this business. This guy is good, man. He is constantly working. We always got to give shouts out to Mario. At the end of the day, there are some people out there that are always busy. Look, folks, a win reality, whether you're winning on the court, on the ice, on the field, in the ring, whatever, in the cage, it doesn't matter, or on the course, right? Well, at the end of the day, it's a winning mentality. And so as a former baseball player, I know if I ever step foot on that pitcher's mound and I wasn't mentally ready, I was told, walk off, don't even look back, drop your glove, drop your hat, drop the ball, and don't ever step out there again. So I knew every time I stepped out there, that could be my last performance. You never know. You never know. So you really, they say, oh, well, give it 100%, or I'm going to give it 110%. Whatever the case, don't leave anything in your arsenal that hasn't been out there. Throw it all out there and give it a hell of a show and a hell of a shot every time, because it could be your last. You never know.
Absolutely. You're right there on it, man. Because you had said something too, that he was looking for the next fight as it was going. So that's part of the art of war. I mean, we've all read it because sports essentially materializes as war and everything else. So it's a lot of similarities. So know your enemy or know your opponent before, and you won't fear 100 battles. Like it's crazy how many things in that book and in that mentality is prepare yourself before, because everything that you're doing is preparing yourself for that next battle. Everything, what you eat. That he was talking about, he doesn't eat meat. Right there, the only thing that he seems to be able to have is a fish and veggie omelet. I don't know how many of those I could eat every day. But
right. Well, that's discipline. Discipline in your diet. I mean, you and I don't have that. I love ice cream and pizza too much. And I know you love nachos.
Yeah.
There's no way
I gotta run too
diet.
much. I got to run and walk and hike and everything else. I got to move to eat the way that I do.
Yeah, same here. Same here. So I've actually been cutting down on the ice cream, in case you haven't been asking, because I do a lot of these videos. We talk about ice cream, the hot fudge sundaes with the sidecar of hot fudge, which I absolutely love, by the way.
You and Rocco go on these ice cream. You and Rocco go on these ice cream socials all the time. Make sure you get that
separate container next time you get a hot fudge sundae.
Oh, yeah. Separate container.
Always want it. That would be the sidecar. Like a motorcycle sidecar, that's my sidecar hot fudge. Hey, man, we had a lot of fun today with Raeese, the Beast Aleem. He's going to be a wonderful... Folks, make sure you check him out on Instagram. Do you still have that Instagram? Back here. Back here tomorrow on your favorite station, folks. Don't go anywhere. 23 hours. See you soon.
So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.